Hello, in the last video we talked about our environment setup where we downloaded Visual Studio Code and a browser of choice. In this video we start our very first HTML. Now if you're new and a beginner guys, this is basic HTML and HTML5. Say hello. So what is here is on the side of the screen, this is free code camp HTML, and this video is brought to you by free code class. Okay. So, you have basic HTML and HTML5. Say hello to HTML element. So, whatever I write here, I'm going to see on this side. So, the instruction you're being told to do is to pass the test on this challenge. Your H1 element text has to say hello. So, when I run this, and you can see it's gonna say your H1 element should have the text hello world. So I need to add world to my H1 element right here. So when I add world, I'm going to do this, and you can see there is no spoon. Submit and go to next challenge. So next challenge, when you click on go to the next challenge, okay, they're just asking me to donate some fund. Not now, maybe later guys. Okay, so the next challenge, you have to go read this piece and then you go to the challenge. The challenge says add an H2 tag that says cat photo app. So I want to add an H2 tag that simply says cat photo app. So copy this, and over here on the next line, because it says it should be below your H1 element guys. So on the next line, I'm going to add H2 tag like this, and it should say this cat photo app, and then I'll close the H2 tag and run my code, and I'm there guys. So we keep going this way until we're done with HTML and HTML5. Alright, so the next challenge says create a paragraph element. That's for P is paragraph element below your H2 element, and give it a text that says hello paragraph. So it is to say hello paragraph, and it is to be below my H2 element. So I'll create a paragraph that says hello paragraph here, and I'll run my code, and it works. So submit and go to next challenge, and you will see over here our website or our web app is gradually coming into shape. Okay. So about that guys. Now the next challenge says replace the text inside the paragraph element with the first few words from this text. Okay. With the first few words, I'll copy the first few words and I'll replace this with this. So I'll run, and my code runs, and I'll submit and go to next challenge. Next challenge says uncomment H1, H2 and P. So guys, this is how you write a comment in HTML. The comment, you have to read this to understand, but I'll explain to you. Okay, the comment starts like this, and you have a colon, and you have two dash, and your comment goes in here, and to end that you have this and this. So this is a comment in HTML. To remove the comment, you have to remove this and this. Okay, so to remove this comment, I'll just remove this and this, and I'll run my code, submit and go to the next challenge. Comment out your H1. So I want to comment my H1 element and P element, but not H2 element. So I want to comment my H1 element, so this has to end here. This has to end here, my H1 element and my P element. So I have to start a new comment here, but not my H2 element. So run the code, and voila, submit. Go to the next challenge. So the next challenge says delete your h1 element so we can simplify our view. h1 element, I want to delete it so we can simplify our view, and run the code. Submit and go to the next challenge. The next challenge says create a second paragraph element after existing p element with the following kitty if some text. Okay, create a second p element after existing p element. So I'm creating a second p element. This, so existing p element, open this p, and then paste that and close that and submit and go to the next challenge. So I have a problem here. Your code shouldn't have one main, your code should have one main element. Okay, so maybe it's the full stop. Okay, it says your code should have one. Okay, guys, wrap the paragraph. Oh, I didn't read this right here. Sorry, guys. Wrap the paragraph with an opening and closing main tag. Okay, so it should be a main here and another main right here. Okay, so this should work now. Yes. Next. Okay, next challenge says let's try to add an image. So guys, in the previous tutorial where I did introduction to programming, I taught you how to add images. Okay, and I added an image. If you haven't watched this, you would find it in the description. So watch that video to learn more about all these stuffs. Okay, or just go through this here and you will understand better. But it says let's try to add an image to our website. Insert an image tag before the h2. Okay, so before your h2, so this right here, right? Yeah, before the h2 element I need to add an image tag. Okay, and you know every image must have a source attribute. All right, and okay, so my image has a source attribute. Now set the source attribute to point to this particular URL. So I'll copy that URL and I'll set my source attribute right there. Finally, don't forget to give your image an alt text. Okay, so let's give this image an alt image of cat and run and boom, got you. Okay, the next challenge says create an a element that links to this. So you know a element is anchor tags and the link to you know a specific link, and it says that links to this and has cat photo as its anchor text. Okay, and where would I create that element? So I could create the element right here. A element that links to this. Okay, that links to this and close that, and you have closing a element there, and it says the text should be cat photos. So I need to put the text inside here and I'm good to go. Next challenge says change your external link to an internal link by changing the href to this. So it's linking to this ahref. I want to change it to this. Alright. Remove the target equals to underscore blank attribute from the anchor tag. So it asks us to remove this from the anchor tag. And what? Equals link the document to the window. Then add ID attribute with the value of footer. So the footer element at the bottom of the page. So let's go to the bottom of the page, the footer element, and we have to add an ID attribute. So ID equals double columns and then footer, and we're good to go. Run. Oh, the text should jump to the bottom. ID equals footer. Alright. Okay, this is correct. This is also correct. href hash footer footer, that's correct. Why is it not working? What am I doing wrong here? Everything seems to be correct. Okay. No. Okay, when you're stuck, guys, here's what you do. You could get a hint, you could reset all code and then do it again. So let's reset this lesson. Okay, guys. So we're asked to remove this target attribute. So let's get rid of it. And this should point to, okay, sorry guys, this should point to hashtag footer, right? Okay, so I believe that's it. And then this should be ID equals footer, and hopefully this should work. So you should jump to footer. Okay. The A. Oh, the A text should be jumped to bottom. Okay, Ctrl C. Sorry guys. Ctrl V. And there you go. How did I not see that? This is very funny, guys. This is very funny. Next your existing A element within a new P element just after the existing main element. So you have this A element and you want to next your existing A element within a new P element. So your existing A element within a new P element. So your existing A element with a new P element just after the main element. Okay. Okay, so and the new paragraph should have text that says view more card photos. Okay, so copy this text. This new paragraph should have text that says view more card photos. Okay, and where cat photos is a link and the rest of the text is plain text. Where cat photos is a link, so okay, I don't need this. Okay, so I guess this is what I need. So next, submit and go to the next challenge. Okay, the next challenge says to now nest your existing A element within a new P element just after the existing main element. Okay, so you to next you nest your existing A element. So where is the existing A element? I guess this is this. Okay, within a new P element. I'm getting this challenge. So right. The next challenge is the current value of the href attribute is a link that points to this. Replace href attribute with hash, also known as hash symbol, to create a dead link. So hash helps you create a dead link whereby when the link is clicked, you will not be redirected to anywhere. So what you want to do is replace this with a hash. Okay, so all these should be replaced with a hash like this, and that's a dead link, guys. So next challenge says maybe later. Don't worry, I'll do something later. Place the existing image element within an anchor element. So this is the existing image element. You want to place it within an anchor element like this, A, and then A like this. You have to close that properly, guys. So once you've done this over your image, so you see when you over, okay, anchor tag, sorry, has to have href. Okay, so when you do this, you see it's now a link. Then you run your test and you go to the next challenge. Now the next is remove the last two P elements and create an unordered list of 3 things that cats love at the bottom of the page. Remove the last P elements like this and create an unordered list. So how do you create an unordered list, guys? You say unordered list, that's for UL, and then you close that with a closing UL. Okay, and inside you put your list of things by saying li, and close that with an li, and I'll simply copy this because I need 3 things cats love. So what is the first thing cats love? Cats love milk, I guess. I don't know. Cats love meat, I guess, and cats love biscuits. So biscuits, milk, and meat. And I'll do that and submit and go to the next. And the next says create an ordered list of 3 things cats love. And guys, again, remember I did this in the last video tutorial where I gave you the introduction to HTML, to programming in general. Okay, ordered list. Cat hate most. Oh, sorry, Ctrl Z. Sorry, I had to create a fresh list, not change this. So UL. So you have to create a fresh list, right? So this is how you create it. Ordered list. close that, and the same way you have to say li and close that, and then copy that 3 times. So cat hates rats, cat hates maths, and cat hates bat. Okay, so you can see your page here, rat, mat, and bat. And run this and go to the next challenge. Okay, so the next challenge says create an input element of type text below your list. Input element of type text below your list. Okay, so this is your list and you want to have input elements. This is how you write input element here, and it has the type of text. Alright, and run this. Next, set the placeholder value of a text input to cat. So the placeholder value should be this. Placeholder value should be this. Run and next. Next, your text field inside the form element and add this action. Okay, so you have to add that action attribute to the form. Okay, so where is the form? Where is the form? Where is the form? Okay, sorry guys. So I have to next my text field inside a form. So I have to create a form here. And set the action inside this form to be this, and run. Add a button as the last element of your form element with the type submit. Okay, button as the type submit, and run this. Submit and submit as text, guys. So submit as text. So V. That means I have to close this button like this, and then I run this. The next it says make your text input a required field. Okay, so how would you do that? You can read this to know more about that, and what you do is make your text input and simply say required like this. So that means someone must fill in this text input to click this button. That's what it means, guys. So when you put required C, submit, it says please fill out the field. So if you don't fill out the field, you can't submit it. So run and boom. And the next challenge says add a pair of radio buttons to your form, each nested in its own label element. One should have the option of indoor and the other should have the option of outdoor, but both should share the name indoor and outdoor to create a radio group. Okay, so what you want to do, you have an input, you have a button, submit, and then a radio button, right? So button type equals radio, button. Okay, So I need 2 radio buttons, and one should have indoor and the other should have outdoor. Both should share the name attribute of indoor outdoor. Okay, so both should share the name of indoor, and the other should also share the same name of indoor outdoor. And run this and boom. Okay, I did something wrong, guys. I did something wrong. Add a pair of radio buttons to your form, each nested in its own label element. Okay, so I need to nest this in a label and each nested in its own label element, guys. This is just a label and this is the closing label. Okay, so this should be it. Oh, still wrong. Each nested in its own label element, one should have the option of indoor and the other. Okay, sorry guys. So label for indoor and label for outdoor. Okay, so here is what we're talking about. So we have indoor, outdoor, and on the test, and this should work by now. Type is radio ID indoor. Okay, not button, guys. Input. Right? Not button. It should be input. Sorry, guys. Input and of outdoor, not button. Input. So the next challenge says add to your form a set of 3 checkboxes. Each checkbox should be nested within its own label element. All 3 should share the name attribute personality. Okay, so I need 3 checkboxes. They should all have their own label like this. I need a label, first checkbox, and label. So this label should have like an input with a type of checkbox and input with a type of checkbox, and all the labels should share the name personality. So all labels should share the same name equals not name, label for personality. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this label. And we said 3 labels. So this is good to go. And text content. Give your checkbox the name attribute of personality. Okay, so the checkbox should have checkbox. Each checkbox should have name, personality. The next should also have a name, personality, and the third should also have a name of personality. So run this, and each of your 3 checkboxes should be nested in its own label. Give your checkbox the name attribute of personality. Yes, that's correct. Okay, I didn't give the last checkbox. Name attribute of personality. Oh, sorry guys. Name attribute of personality. Name attribute of personality, and name attribute of personality. And voila, it works. Submit and go to the next challenge. So here it says set the first of your radio buttons and the first of your checkboxes to both be checked by default. So to do that, you just have to include this variable called check. Okay, so set the first of your radio button and the first of your checkboxes. Okay, what's the first radio button? I think the first radio button is this, right? Okay, I think the first radio button is this. So I'm going to add check to this. And I think the first checkbox is this. And I'm going to add check to this. What does that do, guys? You can see the first radio button is checked and the first checkbox is already checked. Alright, the next challenge says nest your things cat love and things cat hate list all within a single div element. Okay, so we have these things cat love and things cat hate right here. So we have to nest it with a single div element like this, and things cat hate with single div element like this, and run this, and you have your code. Next challenge says add a doc type tag for Html5. So guys, this is the beginning of the Html5, I guess. So you have to add a doc type. So this is the doc type. So this is what you need to add, like this, and this is doc type element for Html5. Okay, so sorry, not just doc type. Under it, add an opening HTML tag which wraps around an H1. So under this, you have to have opening HTML which wraps around H1. And that's all you need to do, guys. Yes, so the next says edit the markup so they are, so there's a head and a body. So we did this before, okay? Edit the markup so there's a head and a body. The head element should only include title and the body should include this. So just have to add the head here and close down the head body right here. And close the body. Right. Alright. Moving on. That brings us to the end of HTML and HTML5. Next is introduction to basic CSS. Okay, so in the next tutorial, I'm going to bring you the introduction to basic CSS. Thank you guys for watching. Do like and subscribe to Free Code Class YouTube channel and for more videos. So see you in the next video tutorial.